Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Regan, for being here. We'll talk about at the 30,000-foot level about the EPA. So according to the EPA's website, the core function of the EPA is to protect human health and the environment. And that's important because the word health, it's not just health incidents related to pollution. Your health is affected by your ability to work, buy electricity, transport yourself in your gasoline or electric-powered car, or utilize the latest medical technology created from advanced polymers made from fossil fuels. So balance is always the key. If you see your role as only protecting the environment without serious regard for human flourishing, then the logical conclusion would be ceasing all modern processes in manufacturing and just going pre-industrial. Now, no serious person actually says they want that, of course, I get that. But actions speak louder than words, and under your leadership, the EPA, in my opinion, has become the most dangerous agency in America. Now, why do I use the word dangerous? Because it's the only agency actively targeting and attempting to reverse the economic activity that creates human flourishing. We're more focused on appeasing the more radical environmentalist activists than creating pragmatic regulations that draw this essential balance between protecting the environment and protecting human flourishing. We're in an era of increasing demand for energy. Gasoline prices are up 52% since Biden took office. The price of electricity has increased 30%. And yet, your EPA's regulations are likely to risk the retirement of more than 155,000 megawatts of dispatchable energy. That's according to industry experts. The North American Electric Reliability Corporation has explicitly cited EPA regulations as a threat to grid reliability. Grid reliability is a big part of human flourishing. At the same time, in the midst of all this, over the past 50 years, air pollution has dropped nearly 80%. Our CO2 emissions have dropped to 1990 levels. It's not like we haven't been doing anything. It's not like we don't care. So we have an increasing demand for the most basic of modern necessities and an increasingly cleaner environment, and yet the EPA continues to adopt this perplexing mindset that if one regulation was good, then 10 more must be better. It doesn't have to be this way. We could lower emissions by focusing on innovation in carbon capture and nuclear energy. We could export more natural gas to countries that primarily burn dirty coal. We could acknowledge the shocking fact that CO2 emissions are in fact global and primarily come from China. Rules and regulations should be seriously considering the costs and benefits, not just blindly following the demands of some radical fools that glue themselves to museum art. Ironically, most likely using glue made from petroleum-based resins. I want to get to a couple of questions, specifically on chemicals. The Toxic Substances Control Act. There are nearly 400 pre-manufacturing applications still awaiting a risk determination. Over 90% of those have passed the statutory deadline of 90 days. Can you comment on that and why that's taking so long?
The budget was cut this year specifically for that program. We received budget increases
this backlog, this backlog predates this year's budget cuts.
Predates me.
Just appropriate.
It predates this administration. We fought hard, and I think we did have in all honesty, we had a great productive conversation about this. We made some headway. You all gave us more resources. We more than doubled the reviews each month with that increase, and now this year we're seeing a reduction.
Understood resources could be an issue, but are they using the best science? I mean, are they really using the best, most logical science when it comes to assessing each application?
We are. As a matter of fact, we are incentivized to get as many new products on the market as possible. The courts have been hampering us for years. We haven't had the resources. We finally got the resources from you guys. We've been using the best science, putting more products on the market.
Okay.
And now
I believe you that the courts try to hamper you. I understand that the courts are often weaponized by outside groups. But look, here's one of my concerns. It's hard to explain a draft risk evaluation for formaldehyde that sets the safe limit at 11 parts per billion, which is actually below the level found in ambient air. There's another one that claims that the safe level of ethylene oxide should be lower than what it is naturally found in the human body. When I ask about the good science, that's where it's coming from, and I think that's worth looking into. Natural gas, this isn't your area. The Department of Energy has stopped our natural gas exports. But last time you were here, you acknowledged, and I think thoughtfully, that if we were to export more natural gas to dirty coal-burning countries, it'd be better for the environment, right? So at least from the environmental perspective, do you still agree with that?
I think that, according to my understanding, DOE has put a pause on that to get a better handle around science. But I, in no way, am reading that as a permanent pause on LNG or natural gas. We know that
That's
natural
comforting,
gas is
because you know more about the administration's policies than I do. So if you think that that's coming back, boy, that is comforting. And again, I just want to get on the record that from the environmental standpoint, sending more natural gas to countries that primarily burn coal is overall better for global emissions, right?
Cleaner burning natural gas is absolutely better than coal.
Thank you.